What's up YouTube? Welcome to episode 1 of Building the Life I Want. I basically want to use this platform to talk about all things business, fitness, relationship, mental health that requires me to talk for a bit longer than 90 seconds because there's only so much I can say within that time and it's quite scripted, whereas this can be just off the cuff as I'm thinking about things. But yeah, welcome to episode 1 of Building the Life That We Want. I guess the first point of call is giving you guys a bit of context as to, well, for some of you follow me on social media, you'll know kind of my background and how I got to where I am and what I've been doing. Well, you'll have seen snippets of it. So I'm just going to give a quick overview of kind of the past 3 years or 5 years, how I got to where I am, why I got to where I am, what I'm doing with my life and kind of where I want to go with it. So I guess the first point of call is I graduated in 2020 from Bath University doing natural sciences. I then started working at PwC as an accountant in corporation tax and then worked within sort of like the mergers and acquisitions team within that. Did that for 3 years, completed all my exams, which were the ACA and the CTA. Came to like 17 exams in the end, did all of them first time passes. And I was about 40 days off time qualifying when I quit my job. So rewind another 3 years. I lost my dad unexpectedly to a heart condition whilst I was kind of in the middle of my exams, in the middle of all the corporate stuff I was doing. And it really threw me for six. I basically just did not know what I was doing with my life. And for the next year, I was just on a floating rock, kind of going through like honestly, I couldn't even tell you what happened in that year. It felt like I was a shell of a human watching myself from like an outside perspective. And it was really hard. But that was when I realized I did not want to do corporate world stuff for the rest of my life. Didn't want to be at the behest of someone else. I didn't want to be stuck to a desk in a 9-to-5 job. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you enjoy the job, then brilliant. But I didn't particularly enjoy the job as well. It just wasn't what I wanted. So I started posting on social media, just showing my fitness journey, kind of what's happening in my life, where my mental health is at and things like that. And it really started progressing. I got quite a few followers relatively quickly. And then one video I posted, which was about my why. So it's why I do everything. And obviously because of my dad, like why I got loads of tattoos, why I quit my job, why I decided to take a career break and travel. That went quite viral and gave me a significant following. And then when I took a career break, a year after my dad died, to travel for 4 months. And the intention was to go back to work afterwards and figure a few things out to see if I actually just needed a break before going back into work or if it actually wasn't what I wanted to do. So went on the career break, and just before the career break, my social media blew up and got me to sort of like 130,000 followers or around there, which is quite significant. And then when I came back, I realized I actually didn't need to go back to my corporate job because I had a platform that meant I could get an income from social media and I could also start my online coaching because I've always loved fitness. I got my PT qualification whilst I was working in the corporate world, did a course for, I think it was 10 weeks, working every second weekend. So yeah, I started my online coaching, which is a lot easier to start off when you have a platform in the first place to get clients, and then started getting an income from social media. And then the past year, the whole of 2024, I was doing social media and online coaching full-time as a self-employed individual, which had so many ups but so many downs, and I'm sure I'll go into that in another video. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it is also a ridiculous opportunity that I couldn't really turn down because in my head the corporate world is a revolving door and you can always go back to it if you want to. So that's kind of a bit of context as to how I got to where I am now. And I'm now running a coaching business, doing my social media, and there's a few other businesses I want to explore this year, which I'll take you on the journey for as we kind of go through it. Because I want to show the mistakes I make. Like I made loads of mistakes doing my coaching for the first year. We grew too quickly. I had to then downsize, and now I'm in a really stable position where I love the clients that I'm working with. It's much more manageable from my perspective, and I can see where I want it to go in the future. But I almost tried to run before I could walk, which was a classic mistake from me. And then social media, like amazing, gave me so many opportunities, so bad for my mental health, and now I'm trying to take a step back and we'll re-go at it this year, but on my terms, and posting what I want and avoiding consuming content that I do not need to look at. So yeah, I'm gonna take you through my day-to-day. I'm sure there'll be little snippets of me giving bits and bobs, but yeah, that's just a brief introduction to myself. Again, let me know if you want to see anything as part of this, but yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along with me. Let's get to work. Yeah, we do, Alex. We said we're going to be adults now. No, pass me one as well.
Joe Blow! Yeah.
Oh no, that one's not. That's like
No.
£60 for a candle.
Alex gets
Get one of them.
Fuck's
There's
sake.
loads over there. Oh, Joe Malone is a good one. Opening the Joe Malone as well. Wish I'd want to keep a jumper.
What? You want to keep a jumper?
Not like a little bit of silly sausage.
No, you do.
So this is my work from home setup. Nothing special. Coffee, laptop, notebook. Alex normally works opposite me. And this is how most days go, I'd say. Hello, good sir.
Hello, mate.
How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was all good, thanks, mate. It was all good.
Am I making the hat joke again?
Yeah, go on.
I've programmed your next block based off the fact that we're doing the 10k and then the half marathon as well. So it's up to you what you want to do, but I would suggest we run at least 3 times a week.
Do anything else?
So one of the principles that I like doing is make your hard days hard and your easy days easy. I think one of the biggest changes in my life is the fact that I now get a lot of PR from companies like Red Bull, which is pretty cool. But yeah, one of the craziest things about this whole transition is how I now get so much free stuff. Because brands obviously want you to promote the things. It's like headphones, for example. Beats might send me a pair of headphones and then I'll tag them on my story and it's beneficial to them because then they get organic content from me. 0 excuses from Red Bull. I guess this kind of ended up being a day in the life. I did train this morning. One of my New Year's resolutions is to actually just get my workouts done first thing in the morning. So it does mean waking up at 5:30 again, which is what I did during the corporate world anyway. But yeah, I kind of have the flexibility if I want to go to the gym at sort of oh god, between like 1 and 4 p.m. But it does mean that it breaks up my day a bit too much. So I'd rather go back to what I was doing before, which is work out at 5:30, back home for sort of 8 o'clock, and then I'm starting work for around 8:30. So yeah, that's kind of how I'll go about it. Again, like I said before, I'll go through all my training schedules and stuff at some point. But yeah, that was what I did this morning, and then I've been working since about 8:30, posted an ad, started filming YouTube. Hi again. I then journaled and planned my day, and then since about 10 a.m. I've had back-to-back calls with my clients for coaching. Then this afternoon I am going to see a mate's documentary, Corey, who ran around the circumference of Ibiza, which is unreal. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, and then when I get back I will do a bit more coaching, making sure everyone's programming is up to date. And then I don't really have any ads coming up, which is quite nice. Ads make me very stressed, even though they are quite lucrative. Again, I'll do another episode on sort of how all my ad revenue works and stuff like that and how I go about it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've done so far and what I'm doing the rest of the day.
Show the YouTube. Wow, so cool! You can't really see, go for the back. Yeah. If I saw you in the street, I would... Okay. Bye. Love you too.
Love you.
Pretty much the only way I get around London is on line bikes. Also, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but a big reason for me wanting to kind of go down this life route of being self-employed is that my dad was self-employed for about 12 years. Might have been longer. Let's say 15 years. Might be even longer. Yeah, let's say 15 years. My dad was self-employed for 15 years before he passed. And just seeing kind of the time that he had to spend with me and my brother at home, like he saw us basically grow up. He was passionate about what he was doing, like he actually enjoyed it. He wasn't just working for the whim of someone else, doing a job he didn't enjoy. He took the leap. There was a period of like 2-3 years where apparently him and my mum were really struggling. But it worked out. I had to arrive at the showing for Corey, so yeah, see you in a bit. As I said before, we line bike in this house. Honestly, the best way to see London, hands down. Actually made me fall in love with this city was when I started line biking through. Which is probably basically just the road there. See you in a bit. So I just like to cover off that is by far one of the best parts of the decision I made to go self-employed and do social media full time is that I have the autonomy to do all my work in the morning and then take from 2 till 4 to go and support a mate. I think at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants, right? It's time and freedom to do what they want. And if they have enough money to do so, that's the best case scenario. So yeah, that is one of the main things I'm striving for in my new career / kind of 10-15 year time horizon is, can I give myself enough time to do the things I want to do whilst working hard and doing and enjoying it at the same time. Last year was absolutely chaos for me. Like, I was really kind of just trying to tread water. It was a whole new experience. Didn't really know what I was doing, and I learned a lot. I made a lot of business mistakes. I'm now in a much better position. I feel like this year I'm going to be far more proactive about what I want to do, the decisions I make, which direction the business goes in. That's the whole point, right? Is knowing when to pivot, knowing when to adapt, knowing when to take 2 steps back so you can take 3 steps forward. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going with this over the next year. And I'm honestly so excited to take you guys with me and show a little bit more about my life. So obviously you see snippets on social media, and you've got to remember that social media is a highlight reel. I try and show some raw stuff on there because that is just who I am. I'm an emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. But like the intricacies of my actual daily life, how I go about my work, how I make my decisions, how I train, I have kind of kept off social media for now. But yeah, I guess that's what I want to show you guys over the next year or so, is all of that stuff. And Alex and I are obviously at the point where both 27 years old, been together 9 years now. Fun things are coming up because we're just at that point in our life where we can make that decision now. And I want to take you guys with me, and I want it to be longer than 90 seconds, which is what I'm limited to on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, YouTube will be that platform. If you really enjoyed this, this sounds so cringy to say, but like, subscribe, comment, show me, like, tell me what you want to see, because I've got a few ideas of episodes. But yeah, always want feedback from you guys. Lots of love. You don't look all good.
YouTube, I don't look good.
Proud of my girlfriend for working. One of us gotta do it. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we'll just have this chat and then I'll come back to you in a bit. So I've just done coaching for the past hour, which is replying to clients, and then I had to create a creative concept over to a brand for an ad I'm doing with them in February. So I kind of split my time during the week as, if I can, Monday and Thursday is coaching only, really what I try to do. So that's replying to messages, programming, having calls with clients, kind of going through the motions and making sure everyone's happy with stuff. And then that means I then still reply to messages throughout the week, but it's more ad hoc, so I'll have sort of 15-minute slots throughout the day. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'll try and keep open for content. So that's kind of brainstorming new ideas, actually creating the content, so going out and filming some stuff and then editing it, making sure everything's all right. I then try and post if I can on Wednesdays and Sundays. Sometimes that doesn't work out and it might be later in the week. I'll always try and post on Sundays if I can. But at the weekend, I'm still working 4 or 5 hours to get stuff done. It's just hard when you know you're the one kind of bringing the money in compared to actually getting paid, regardless of whether you do a good job or not. Yeah, that's the difference between kind of being self-employed versus 9 to 5. Is I'm constantly worrying about, am I doing enough to bring in more money, rather than knowing that I have to hit like a certain criteria to be able to get like a bonus. But on the other side of it is I'm no longer capped with what I can earn, which I think I touched on my Instagram video before. So whereas when I was at PwC, I was earning, before I left, I think I was earning sort of around 45 to 50k with a very marginal bonus of sort of like £2,000, which was obviously a lot of money. But since I've left, like the brand deals I'm getting, the coaching I'm doing, I'm getting paid quite a bit more. I'll probably go into detail about that in a video, sort of how all my income streams work. But yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, because it means you don't switch off, but also you're building something that you're building, which is what I touched on earlier. Like, I'm building the life that I want. I'm kind of going through the motions, I'm learning, but it's really nice to have various revenue streams rather than just one. So I would encourage you, if you are in a 9 to 5 in some way or form, which I think a lot of my followers actually are, have a side hobby or just have something that you're doing on the side, which is a passion project, which you may eventually be able to monetize. Because I don't know if you guys have heard of a book called Ikigai, but it's basically thinking about what the world needs, what you're good at, what you can monetize, and basically what your purpose is. And let's be honest, for most of us, our 9 to 5 is not our purpose. We have something wider that we want to do. But if you're doing that thing outside of work, you're not necessarily putting pressure on it, but you're building it day by day. It's a classic case of marginal gains, where sort of 3, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, nothing happens, you're just kind of ticking away. But then an opportunity might come around where you meet someone who can help you, or your social media starts to pop off and suddenly you're monetizing this passion project, which means you can now look at going part-time in your job. So yeah, I would recommend just looking at something different to do. And there's no pressure on it, like it doesn't have to be tomorrow. But if you're finding that you have spare time outside of work that you want to use differently, just have a bit of a brainstorm. It's really hard. I would love to just give you an answer and say this is what you should do, but that's really for you. That's up to you to decide. But I would encourage you to think about it, because genuinely, like, the past 2 years has completely changed the dynamic of my life. Whilst my mental health was actually quite bad in 2024, because I was getting used to how social media works and sort of making sure that I don't attach my self-worth to affirmations from others, it also meant that I was travelling the world. Brands were paying for me to go to places. The ads I was doing were just unreal. It's fun because I'm doing something creative. I get to actually impact people's lives. I get so many messages from you guys saying, like, even though you might not necessarily comment on my things, that it's actually made such a big difference for you because you're resonating with what I'm saying. So yeah, I want to say I wouldn't change it for the world. I would obviously take my dad back in a heartbeat. But what has come from my dad passing is something I would never have imagined. So I'm just going to take every single day as it comes, be grateful for it. I know I'll have my low days, but like, this is cool. I'm now building a life that I want. It's up to me which direction it goes in. I've just got to put in the work, but making sure that I also take downtime, chill with Alex. It helps that she works relatively long hours as well as a lawyer. But yeah, that's what 2025 is about. It's about trying to balance things better, but also build that fucking life. Do that thing you've always wanted to do. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. And we'll go from there. God, my hair looks tragic now. Looks way better the other day. Hope you enjoyed the first YouTube. Lots of love, kids.